And welcome back to Tight Sports. Folks, we got so many things happening this spring training season, the interviews, but here on Tight Sports, I want to kind of go deeper. I want to go deeper before I just show you a player interview. Let's talk about the player for a minute. Where do they come from? Who are they? And, and it's a learning thing for me. I'm not a recruiting expert by any stretch of the imagination. And based on the outcome of probably 80% of the teams in Division I and all of college football, really, neither are they. They ain't won nothing, but neither have I. So I got some water here. I got coffee. I just got out of my little home gym thing. I just wanted to get in here and start just knocking this stuff out to go deeper on these players, pause.
What are you talking about?
That will provide us so much excitement going into the 2025 season. So, like I said, before we get into that, just want to remind you, please subscribe to the channel, poke that like button right in the eye. Let the algorithm know that we're doing some things over here. And remember that on Mondays, we have Around the Herd, where I talk about everything going on in Alabama athletics at 7:30 every Monday. And be sure to subscribe too, so you can catch me hook up with my homeboy, DC, who is an Auburn fan for some reason or another. God bless him anyway. Bless his heart. Bless his heart. Where we go at it on all kind of topics on Iron Bowl Debate Wednesday at 6, unless something happens. So Lord willing and the creek don't rise, I will be on those two live programs every week. You don't want to miss it. You never know where I'm going sometimes, and to be honest, neither do I. So let's look at these players and see if we can learn ourselves something. Okay, now we're going to hit up on Wilkin Formby before he does his interview. Wilkin, X-Wing Sports did his film here, giving them credit, but this is not really a complimentary film. It really highlights his major mistakes that he's had since he's been with the University of Alabama. And when I say, a lot of stuff was because he was just kind of green, you know what I'm saying? He was just learning the position. But I sometimes you see people go through these travails as a young player, and what happens? They turn it around and they become awesome. And that's exactly what I think is going to happen. Wilkin comes from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. He went to Northridge High School. He was a 4-star recruit. And sometimes the hometown guys, man, I mean, Chris Youngblood with the basketball team and many others, yeah, it's hard. It's the SEC. 6'7", 295 pounds, and his physicality, he was ranked amongst the top offensive linemen nationally. But when you get out there in it, it gets a little different. But they say he does display resilience, work ethic, and the ability to dominate in the trenches. And like I said, when you're young, what's usually bad about you is your pass blocking. You look at this right here, this guy talking about the hand placement and the mistakes he made. And sometimes Jalen Milroe was able to overcome the mistakes, and many times he was not. See right there? And, that's not what you want. You don't want to put your quarterback in that type of position. But I have faith that he will, get better this year. He redshirted his freshman year. He began to see playing time in 2024. And like I said, he endured a lot of challenges, including criticism on his performance. Yeah, that South Florida game was where everybody was like, okay, who else we have? I'm just glad. Only thing I saw last year when they said it's Wilkin Formby, I thought he was 35 years old. So he done cleaned it up, cleaned his look up, and now he's become it looks like he's back to 19, 20 years old again. So I'm just glad about that. Other than that, hey man, it wasn't a good season, but it was definitely not all Wilkin Formby's fault. I'm gonna start with the person called and play. I'm not gonna go back into that since he got demoted. So now he is one of our veteran leaders on the offensive line. He's been there for this third year. He's been praised for his ability to mentor young players and his commitment to growth, both physically and mentally. And, I think he was dinged up during the spring, but he is one of the people that's in the mix. They say he is looking at becoming that right tackle again, locking that position down, and working on his fundamentals, proving his leverage, his anchoring, his hand fighting. Haven't heard whether Arkel Agnawam, who comes in from Ball State, if I'm not mistaken, is going to challenge him. for that position. It remains to be seen, but I have not heard anything right now. They say Formby is like, he's not what he used to be, which is what we want. We want improvement, because this is a make or break deal. I mean, really, but Wilkin Formby is kind of like, if you're not named the starter and somebody comes in with 2 years and takes over, or somebody comes in with 4 years and takes over the spot, you're kind of looking at the portal. But like I said, I don't know if he's back to practicing in the spring. And what the board talked about this in the spring, he's looking at a lot of players, especially the DBs, they had problems that had injuries that came out of the regular season. So they weren't even trying to practice them, like the physical stuff, whether they were healed or not, in the spring. So what they want to do is get them healthy for the fall. Makes sense to me, Coach. And it could be the same thing with Wilkin. If they think he's made the moves, his hand placement, the technical, the aggressiveness was there when he was practicing. And I know it's hard with offensive line, but like I said, we're trying to build depth there. So if something happens to someone, we can keep it moving. And you got to be versatile. You have to be able to go left or right. You have to be able to pass block and run block with excellence, not just, I can go out there and pass block. I guarantee you 0.5 seconds in the pocket. And that 0.5 seconds does not come with a money back guarantee. You hear me? So anyway, I hope that the best decisions will be made. I know Coach Kapelik, that he's out there doing everything he can to give us the best offensive line that we can have going forward for really a quarterback that doesn't have a lot of player experience, no matter who's named to start. So I'll stop talking. And like I said, don't let this footage get you down. It's just all I found. And again, thanks to the people over there at X-Wing Sports. I understand everything he said. It's a clinic on what not to do. But anyway, Wilkin seems to be like a nice fella. Let's listen in to what he has to say about this spring.
Me and J-Rob we're at a competition on who sweats the most at this point. So
really, do you think he won today?
He's winning. He's winning a little bit, but he just naturally sweats that much. But every time you see us in the facility, we're just pounding fluids.
Yeah, how do you measure? Who sweats?
You just look at our arm.
Who gets to be the judge in that? Like, is it
used to the dietitians, but now really we'll just judge it. Or like when you lay on the floor to do abs, whoever has more of a stain on the ground.
How's this offseason been for you?
It's been good, just stepping into a new role, trying to have some more leadership role and stuff like that. And just, we've been bonding a lot. Guys have been growing together and bonding together. Coach Blue's been stepping up and really putting it on us in the weight room and stuff. So it's been good.
Do you feel a lot more, I guess, solidified as right tackle than maybe last year at this time?
To be honest, my focus hasn't really been on that. I've just been on trying to develop on some things that I struggle with, some things that I want to improve, and just trying to each day get with Coach Cap and figure out what he wants from me each day going forward.
What are those specifics maybe that you're trying to get better at?
Yeah, like just getting better with my hand usage in the pass game, trying to get a little more strain in the run game, work on my pad level, just typical things that most offensive line go through.
How much does it help having a guy like Jaden to your left where, he's got some experience, can help you out, maybe give you a pointer or two?
It's awesome. Like a lot of people don't realize we've been playing with each other for so long, because when I first got here, he was with the twos and we were playing a lot with each other during spring and during fall camp. And like I tell people all the time, when somebody runs a twist, his arms are this long and he'll just grab them and just turn into the Hulk and just snatch him over. So it's awesome playing next to J-Rob. We got good chemistry and he brings that energy.
What was last season like for you?
It was good. I had a bumpy start, but I think that was good. It was a necessity to learn and grow, and I'm happy with where I finished the season, and I wanted to enter the offseason at a good spot, a positive spot on the last few games, entering the offseason, trying to build up some steam. So, yeah, like I said.
How do you think that you dealt with some of those bumpy moments at the start of last year?
Yeah, I mean, that's a given, you know what I mean? We got a passionate fan base, and it's a big role to be playing for the Crimson Tide, you know what I mean? That comes with a lot. So I understand it, but it's just passionate fans, but more so I just need to do better for myself. That's really what it was.
From that South Florida game until now, I mean, how would you say you're a different player in person?
I think I just had to get some of the nerves out. Like, people don't realize when you're in front of 100,000 people, sometimes it's a little stressful. So just experience helped a lot, and just becoming confident. Like if you have a bad game and you mess up, you I mean, you're at the bottom. Like, you get to keep going forward from there. You know what I mean? So that was big for me.
How much have you changed how much you consume social media? Have you changed at all?
I don't really think it was from like how much I was consuming it. I think it was more so like people like sending messages to me and stuff. But I just take it with a grain of salt. You know what I mean?
Did you struggle more last year with bull rushing or speed rushing or the hand fighting or what specifically?
I think as the season went on, I struggled with power rushing, and so that's why this spring and stuff we've been trying to work on hand fighting, getting good leverage. Like Parker Brailsford, I get with him all the time after practice, and we just work on anchoring, getting leverage. And just because he plays center doesn't mean I can't take tools from him. So
one of the things that I believe it was Kalen said is the right side of this offensive line is the veteran group now. Is that a weight that you feel? Is that a responsibility that you and Jaden have kind of together, or what does that look like?
I don't think so, because I think offensive line, like, it's 5 guys going out there to dominate. I don't think even last year it was like focused on the left side or the right side. I think it's just 5 guys going out there to dominate. So I don't think we carry any pressure. I think we all do a good job. Whoever's in there at that time, the 5 guys do a good job just trying to dominate.
Who have you seen kind of step up that people may not be talking about, like on the line?
I think a few people have stepped up. I think Olas is doing a good job. He's playing in a different position. He's been playing a lot of tackle that he hasn't been necessarily comfortable playing, but he's doing a good job being where the coaches need him. I think, honestly, all the freshmen have impressed me a lot. Just remembering how I was as a freshman, I'll look at them sometimes and be like, man, these guys are strides ahead of me and most of my class. So it's exciting to see that. No, go ahead.
You're losing a first-round pick in Tyler, but you're also losing a team captain.
Yeah.
Who do you see kind of stepping up and filling that void of just being the voice of y'all?
Yeah, I think Parker Brailsford's doing a great job stepping up. Kaden Proctor's doing another good job, but he's not out there as much, but he's still trying to be around as much as he can. But I just think Parker Brailsford, Jaden Roberts, some of those guys that have gotten a lot of snaps, they've earned respect, and they're doing a good job stepping up. But that's a huge hole to fill with Tyler Booker. I mean, he's a big mentor to me. He's taught me so much. Until this day, if I ever have a question, I'm calling Tyler Booker and asking him.
What was it like for you and Clay and some of the other guys to go see Will this past weekend?
That was a blessing, like just having this much influence and stuff. Like, I'm from Tuscaloosa. Any chance I get to try to pour into people, especially in my community and from this area, is awesome. Like, it's just such a blessing to be able to pray for him, and just knowing that this many people are praying for him and that God's on his side, just trying to encourage him. That made me so excited. It changed my perspective just about the influence that we can have on these kids and stuff. So it was a blast, and I'm looking forward to do more stuff like that.
Is the chemistry tighter with this group now? That, I mean, there's a lot of y'all coming back. As an offensive line unit, is it a little bit tighter this year?
I would say, honestly, it's a little early to say that, but I feel like kinda. I mean, off the field, like every weekend or every month, we're trying to figure out what can we do to hang out, what can we do, and it's not forced. I think just guys being in the program for a while, getting comfortable around each other, we're starting to be cooler off the field, and that's helping our bond on the field.
How comfortable is Ty, do you think, in his role?
I think he's doing a good job. I mean, he seems very comfortable. He's gotten a lot of experience, but I think all the guys are doing a great job, and I don't think any of them look uncomfortable or anything like that.
Do you find yourself putting extra pressure on yourself being from Tuscaloosa?
Not really. I think of it as a good opportunity because, like he asked me earlier, like there's a lot of community outreach things I can do in Tuscaloosa, and so it's more like such a blessing that I get to understand when I go and take the field and we're playing a SEC opponent. I remember being 10 years old on my couch watching that game, like jumping up and down, like jumping off the couch wanting to be in that game. So I understand that.
You ever get over to Northridge a couple Friday nights last fall?
Yes, sir. My brother plays there, so I get to go around, but I'll sometimes go watch them work out. Coach Ryan Lawley, he's a huge mentor to me, and he's taught me a lot of things, and I love to just be around him and soak up what he has to say. It's good fellowship every time I'm around him.
Is there, just because there's less maybe scrambling and less scrambling around in the puck, is there different blocking for the current quarterbacks than it was for Jalen? Just not better or worse, just different?
It's not too noticeable. Like, obviously, it's a little bit different having guys that aren't as, like, steady runners. But it's a little bit different, but it's not too noticeable. Because, to be honest, all the guys can run, too, so.
Last two for Wilkin.
How much more comfortable are you guys with Coach Kapilovic going into the second year?
I mean, we're very comfortable. He was rolling in here during fourth quarter last year just trying to implement drills, and he's having to learn the playbook himself. So I think we're comfortable. We understand him, and when he's getting on to us, it's a level of comfort now, and I understand he's attacking the problem, not the person.
What have you seen from Gino? How much has he developed and, kind of maybe taking over that left guard role?
Yeah, I think Gino's doing a great job. He looks comfortable, and he's been playing really well. He's also stepped up to be a leader, and I think Cam's doing a great job as well playing left guard. We got a solid group going forward. I'm very excited for this season.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks, Wilkin.
Thanks, man.